Hello, and welcome back to Code Your English, the channel where you learn to improve your English while learning something new about life. I'm happy you're here with me today. In this episode, we are going to talk about something very important for everyone: resilience. That's a big word, but don't worry. I will explain everything in a simple way. By the end of this episode, you will not only understand what resilience means, but you will also learn how to become a more resilient person. And, of course, you will get to practice your English listening and speaking. So, let's begin with a question. What is resilience? Resilience is the ability to stay strong when life is hard. When you face problems, stress, or failure, resilience helps you keep going. It's like having an inner power that helps you stand up again after falling down. Resilient people do not give up easily. They feel sad or tired sometimes, just like everyone else, but they don't stop trying. They learn, they grow, and they keep moving forward. Now, you may think, I'm not a resilient person. But here is the good news. You can learn to be resilient. Yes, that's right. Resilience is not something you are born with. It's something you can build step by step. Just like learning a language, it takes practice. And the more you practice, the stronger you become. But why is resilience so important? Well, life is not always easy. We all face hard times. Sometimes we fail a test. Sometimes we lose a job. Sometimes people don't treat us well. These things can make us feel sad, angry, or confused. But if we have resilience, we can deal with these problems in a better way. Resilience helps us stay calm, think clearly, and make good choices. It also helps us believe in ourselves, even when things are not perfect. In this episode of Code Your English, we are going to learn more about resilience in a way that is simple, clear, and easy to understand. First, I will give you a simple definition of resilience, with examples from daily life. Then, we will talk about why resilience matters in your personal life, in school, or at work. After that, I will give you 5 useful tips that you can use to become more resilient every day. These are small steps, but they can make a big difference. And of course, we will also review some useful words and phrases, and you will have a chance to repeat after me to practice your English speaking. At the end of the episode, I will give you a small task to help you think and speak more in English, and to help you become a little more resilient too. So, get ready to learn something useful, practice your English, and grow as a person. Let's begin our journey to becoming more resilient together. What does resilient mean? Let's talk more about this important word, resilient. You've probably heard it before, maybe in a book, a podcast, or even in a movie. But what does it really mean? Let me explain it in a simple way. To be resilient means that you are strong inside. It means that when life gets difficult, you don't give up. You don't run away. You face the problem and try to deal with it. A resilient person can feel sad, tired, or stressed, but they keep going. They take a break if they need to. They ask for help if they need it. But they don't stay down forever. They try again. They learn from their experience, and they grow stronger. Let's look at a few examples. Think about a student who fails an important exam. Of course, they feel disappointed. They might even cry. But after some time, they decide to study again. They make a better plan. They ask their teacher for help. And the next time, they do better. That student is resilient. Or think about a person who loses their job. This is very hard. It can make people feel afraid or hopeless. But a resilient person will take time to feel their emotions and then slowly start looking for new chances. They update their resume. They apply for new jobs. Maybe they learn a new skill or ask friends for support. Step by step, they move forward. There are also big examples in the world. People who live in difficult situations, like wars, disasters, or poverty, often show amazing resilience. They face challenges every day, but they still wake up, take care of their families, and try to create a better future. These people may not feel strong all the time, but they don't give up. That's resilience. Now, you may ask, can I be resilient too? The answer is yes. Everyone has the ability to be resilient. You don't need to be rich, famous, or perfect. You just need to practice some small habits and change the way you think about problems. Resilience is not about having an easy life. It's about how you respond when life is not easy. And here's something very important. Being resilient does not mean you never feel sad, scared, or tired. This is a big misunderstanding. Some people think, if I cry, I'm weak. If I feel afraid, I'm not strong. But this is not true. Even the strongest people feel bad sometimes. They also have bad days. Resilience is not about ignoring your feelings. It's about accepting your feelings and still moving forward, little by little. Imagine your life like a road. Sometimes the road is smooth and easy, but sometimes there are holes, bumps, or even big rocks in the way. A resilient person doesn't stop when they see a rock. They try to go around it, or they take a rest, then continue walking. They may walk slowly, but they keep going. That's the power of resilience. Also, resilience is not something you are born with. Some people may grow up in families or cultures where they learn resilience early, but even if you didn't, you can still learn it now. Just like learning English. Maybe English was hard for you at first. Maybe you were afraid to speak. But look at you now. You're here, listening to this podcast, trying your best. That shows resilience, too. So remember this. You can be resilient. You already have the ability inside you. And every time you face a problem and try to solve it, even in a small way, you are building your resilience. In this podcast, we are not just learning English. We are learning how to be stronger people. And being resilient will help you not just with language, but with your whole life. When things are hard, when people say no, when you make mistakes, resilience will help you stand up and try again. Take a moment now and think. Can you remember a time when you had a problem, but you didn't give up? Maybe it was something simple, like learning a new word in English, or something bigger, like dealing with a family issue. That moment shows you already have resilience. And now, we are going to learn how to make it even stronger. Why do we need resilience in life? Let's take a moment to think about life. Life can be beautiful. It can be full of happy moments, love, friendship, and success. But at the same time, life can also be difficult. We all face problems. We all feel stress. Sometimes we fail. Sometimes things don't go the way we want. And that's normal. That's just a part of being human. Maybe you have felt nervous before an exam. Maybe you have argued with a family member or lost something important to you. Maybe you wanted to get a job, but the company said no. Or maybe you made a mistake and you felt bad about it for days. These things happen to everyone. They are part of life, no matter where you live or what language you speak. Now, when these problems come, It's easy to feel sad or tired. It's easy to feel like giving up. You might think, why is this happening to me? Or, I'm not strong enough. But this is where resilience becomes so important. Resilience helps us in the most difficult times. It gives us the power to stand up again after we fall. It gives us the strength to say, this is hard, but I will keep going. Let me give you a simple example. Imagine you're learning English. You try to speak, but you make mistakes. Maybe someone laughs. Maybe you feel embarrassed. At that moment, you might want to stop. You might think, I'm not good at this. But if you are resilient, you don't stop. You try again. You practice. You say, I will make mistakes, but I will learn. That's how people grow. And that's how resilience works. Let's look at another example. Imagine you studied very hard for a test, but your score was low. You feel disappointed. That's normal. A person without resilience might stop trying. But a person with resilience will say, okay, I didn't pass this time, but I can try again. I will study in a new way. I will ask for help. This thinking helps you improve, and in the end, it makes you stronger, not just in school, but in life. Sometimes challenges are even bigger. Maybe you lose someone close to you. Maybe you have financial problems or health problems. These are serious situations, and they can hurt deeply. Being resilient does not mean you don't feel pain. You do. But it means you don't let the pain stop your life. You feel it, you live through it, and you slowly begin to heal. That's the power of resilience. It helps you continue, even when things are very hard. Resilience also helps us control stress. We all feel stress sometimes. Work, school, family, money. These things can make us feel pressure. But resilient people find ways to manage that stress. They take breaks. They talk to friends. They find solutions step by step. They don't let the stress control them. Instead, they try to control the stress. Another important point is this. Resilient people are not perfect. They don't always have the answers, but they keep trying. They are open to learning. They believe that they can grow. This is called having a growth mindset. It means that you see problems not as the end, but as a chance to get better. You don't say, I can't do this. You say, I can't do this yet, but I can learn. So, why do we need resilience in life? Because life is full of ups and downs. It is not a straight line. We will all face failure, rejection, pain, and problems. But with resilience, we can keep moving forward. We can find hope even in dark times. We can grow stronger, wiser, and more confident. And here's something amazing. Every time you face a challenge and overcome it, you become more resilient. It's like building a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. That means that even if you don't feel strong today, you can become stronger tomorrow. You just need to take small steps, one at a time. Take a moment now and think of a time in your life when something was hard, but you didn't give up. Maybe it was something simple, like fixing a problem at work, or maybe it was something big, like starting a new life in a new country. Whatever it was, you found a way. That was resilience. And if you did it once, you can do it again. Why is resilience important? Let's talk now about why resilience is important. We have already said that life is full of challenges, but maybe you're still asking, do I really need resilience? The answer is yes, and the reason is simple. Resilience helps you live a better life, even when things are difficult. Without resilience, even small problems can feel very big. But with resilience, big problems feel smaller because you know you can handle them. Think for a moment about your life at school or university. Maybe you have had a time when you studied hard for something, but your results were not what you expected. Maybe you had to give a presentation in front of your classmates, and you felt nervous or scared. Or maybe you couldn't understand something, no matter how many times you tried. These things can feel frustrating. It's easy to say, "I'm just not good at this," and stop trying. But this is where resilience becomes so important. A resilient student doesn't give up after one bad grade. They ask for help. They look for a new way to study. They know that learning is a process, and mistakes are part of it. They don't feel ashamed of failing. They see failure as a chance to grow. That's why resilient students often improve faster, because they keep going, even when it's hard. Now let's think about work life. Many people feel stress at their jobs. Maybe your boss gives you too much work. Maybe a coworker is not kind to you. Maybe you feel tired every day, but still need to continue. If you don't have resilience, these situations can quickly make you feel burned out. You might lose motivation. You might start to feel like you can't do anything right. But if you are resilient, you can face these work problems in a better way. You learn how to stay calm under pressure. You learn how to solve problems without getting angry. You know how to take care of yourself when things feel too much. This helps you stay strong and focused, and it also helps you do better at your job. In fact, many employers today say that resilience is one of the most important skills in the workplace. Why? Because the world is always changing, and we all need to be ready to face new challenges. Let's also talk about family and relationships. These are the most important parts of many people's lives, but they are not always easy. Sometimes we argue with family members. Sometimes we feel alone or misunderstood. Sometimes people disappoint us. If we don't have resilience, we might carry this pain for a long time. We might feel stuck in negative emotions. We might stop talking to the people we care about. But resilient people can deal with problems in relationships more calmly. They can talk about their feelings without hurting others. They can forgive. They can move forward. Of course, this doesn't mean ignoring problems. It means being strong enough to face them and find healthy solutions. Resilience helps us build better, more peaceful relationships with others. Resilience is also important for our mental health. Today, many people feel stress, anxiety, or sadness. That's normal in a busy and uncertain world, but resilience gives us tools to manage these feelings. When we are resilient, we know that emotions come and go. We understand that it's okay to feel bad sometimes, but we also know that better days will come. This mindset helps us protect our mental health and feel more in control of our lives. Here's another way to understand why resilience matters. Think of life like a road trip. On your journey, you will see beautiful places. But sometimes, there are storms, or you take a wrong turn. If your car breaks down and you just sit there, you'll never get to your destination. But if you stop, fix the car, and start driving again, you will reach your goal. Resilience is like having the skills to fix the car and keep going. The truth is, resilience doesn't make life perfect. It doesn't stop bad things from happening. But it helps you become stronger, so that when something bad happens, it doesn't break you. You may feel sad, but you don't stay sad forever. You may feel afraid, but you don't let fear stop you. You keep moving forward, step by step, Many successful people you see today, whether in business, sports, education, or entertainment, have become strong because they were resilient. They failed many times. They heard no many times, but they kept going. That is what made them who they are. And the good news is, you can be like that too. So, why is resilience important? Because life will test us. But if we are resilient, we can pass the test. We can grow through our struggles. We can become wiser, kinder, and more confident. Resilience helps us become the best version of ourselves, not perfect, but stronger every day. Now that you understand why resilience is so important, in the next part of this episode, we'll learn how you can build resilience in your own life. You'll hear 5 simple, practical tips that you can use every day to grow your inner strength, no matter who you are or where you live. What makes a person resilient? Now that we understand what resilience is and why it's important, let's look at something very practical. What makes a person resilient? In other words, what kind of person is resilient? What do resilient people do or think that helps them keep going when life is hard? You might be surprised to learn that resilient people are not superheroes. They are not perfect. They don't always know the answer. They don't always feel happy. But they have some simple qualities or traits that help them face hard times and grow stronger. These traits are not only for special people. You can learn them too. In fact, you may already have some of them and just need to use them more often. One of the first traits of resilient people is having a strong mind. This doesn't mean you never feel weak. It means you know how to keep going, even when things feel difficult. A strong mind helps you stay focused. It tells you, yes, this is hard, but I can handle it. When something goes wrong, a strong mind doesn't panic. It stays calm and looks for the next step. You don't need to be the smartest person in the room. You just need to believe that you can figure things out. Resilient people also have the ability to stay calm in stressful situations. Life gives us many moments that can make us feel angry, afraid, or nervous. But people who are resilient learn how to slow down, take a deep breath, and think clearly. For example, if something bad happens at work, a resilient person might feel upset, but they don't shout or get angry right away. They pause, think about the problem, and try to find a good way to respond. This calm thinking helps them avoid bigger problems later. Another important trait is the ability to not give up easily. Resilient people keep trying, even when they fail. If they fall down, they get back up. They don't say, I can't. Instead, they say, I can't do it yet, but I will learn. This is called persistence, and it is one of the most powerful tools in life. Imagine someone learning English. If they stop practicing every time they make a mistake, they won't improve. But if they keep speaking, even with small errors, they will become better. That's what resilience looks like. Trying again and again without quitting. Resilient people also know how to ask for help. Some people think being strong means doing everything alone. But that's not true. Resilient people understand that everyone needs support sometimes. They are not afraid to say, I need help, or can you listen to me? This takes courage, not weakness. In fact, being able to ask for help is a sign that you trust yourself and others. It means you know your limits and want to grow. Another trait of resilient people is that they see problems as challenges, not as the end of the world. They don't say, this is impossible. They say, "This is difficult, but I'll try." This positive way of thinking helps them stay motivated. They believe that problems can be solved and that there is always something to learn, even when things go wrong. For example, if they lose a job, they may feel sad at first, but they also think, maybe this is a chance to find something better. Resilient people also take care of their body and mind. They understand that it's hard to be strong if you are always tired or stressed. So they try to sleep well, eat healthy food, and take breaks when needed. They may also write in a journal, go for walks, or talk to someone they trust. These small actions help them stay balanced and ready to face new challenges. They also have goals. Resilient people know where they want to go in life. Even if they don't know every step, they have a direction. Having goals gives you a reason to keep moving, even when the road is hard. It gives you hope and purpose. To make this easier to remember, let's review these traits as a short list. Strong mind. They believe they can handle problems. Stay calm. They don't panic, even in stressful situations. Don't give up. They keep trying after failure. Ask for help. They talk to others and accept support. See challenges as learning. They stay positive and look for growth. Take care of themselves. They rest, eat well, and manage stress. Have goals. They know what they want and work towards it. Do you recognize some of these traits in yourself? Maybe you've already used them, even without knowing. Maybe you kept going after a hard exam. Maybe you helped a friend when they felt down. Maybe you looked for solutions instead of complaining. All of these are signs of resilience. The good news is that these traits can grow. You don't have to be perfect to be resilient. You just have to practice these habits, little by little, every day. And as you build these skills, your English will also improve, because you are learning how to face challenges, not just in language, but in life. In the next part of this episode, we will look at 5 simple tips you can follow to build more resilience in your daily life. These are small steps that you can start today. So stay with me, and let's keep growing together. How can we become more resilient? Now that you understand what resilience is and what makes a person resilient, let's talk about something even more useful: how you can become more resilient in your own life. The good news is that you don't need to change everything overnight. You can start with small steps. In this part of the episode, I will share 5 simple tips that anyone can follow. Each one has a short explanation, an easy example, and a phrase that you can remember and repeat. The first step is, stay positive. This means trying to look at the bright side, even when things are hard. Of course, we all have bad days, and we can't feel happy all the time. But staying positive means choosing to focus on what we can control and what is still good in our life. For example, if you didn't pass an English test, you can feel sad, but you can also say, "At least now I know what I need to improve." That kind of thinking helps you keep moving. Positive thinking doesn't fix every problem, but it gives you the energy to keep trying. A good phrase to remember is, "I can't control everything, but I can choose how I think." The second step is, learn from problems. Every mistake is a chance to grow. Resilient people don't see failure as the end. They ask, "What can I learn from this?" Let's say you missed a job interview because you were late. It's not a great feeling, but you can use it to make a new plan, like setting an alarm or checking the map earlier next time. When you learn from problems, you become wiser and stronger. Life is a good teacher if we listen. A simple phrase to repeat is, mistakes help me grow. The third step is, take care of yourself. Your body and your mind need energy to face hard times. If you are always tired, hungry, or stressed, it's much harder to be resilient. So, take care of yourself, like you would take care of a good friend. Try to sleep enough, eat healthy food, drink water, and take short breaks during the day. Even 10 minutes of walking or breathing deeply can help you feel better. Taking care of yourself is not selfish, it's smart. Because when you feel better, you can handle life better. A phrase to remember is, rest is part of being strong. The fourth step is, ask for help. Many people think they have to solve everything alone. But resilient people understand that it's okay to ask for help. We all need support sometimes. Talking to a friend, family member, teacher, or counselor can make a big difference. You don't need to have all the answers. You just need to know who you can talk to. And if someone offers help, say yes. Accepting help is not weakness. It's a sign that you care about yourself. Remember this phrase, strong people ask for help. The fifth and final step is, keep going. This is maybe the most important part of resilience. Just keep going. Even if you feel slow, even if you feel tired, don't give up. Some days are easy, some days are hard. But every day that you keep moving forward, you are building strength. Think of it like climbing a mountain. You might stop to rest, but you don't turn back. Even small steps are steps forward. The key is to keep trying. One simple phrase to remember is, I will not give up. Let's quickly go over these 5 steps again. Stay positive. Try to find the good side in bad situations. Phrase, I can't control everything, but I can choose how I think. Learn from problems. Use your mistakes to grow and improve. Phrase, mistakes help me grow. Take care of yourself. Sleep, eat well, and give your body and mind time to rest. Phrase, rest is part of being strong. Ask for help. Talk to others and let them support you. Phrase, strong people ask for help. Keep going. Don't stop even when it's difficult. Phrase, I will not give up. Each of these steps may sound small, but when you practice them regularly, they help you become much more resilient. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to change your whole life today. Just choose one step and begin. Then take the next step tomorrow. And while you practice these habits, remember that you're also improving your English by listening, thinking, and repeating useful phrases. That's resilience in action. You're learning even when it's hard. You're trying even when you feel unsure. And that means you are already becoming a stronger version of yourself. In the next part of this episode, we'll talk about some daily habits you can build to keep growing your resilience. These are small actions that will help you every day, whether you're learning English, working, or facing personal challenges. Daily habits to build resilience. So far, we've talked about what resilience is, why it matters, and how you can start building it. Now, let's focus on something simple and helpful. Daily habits. These are small things you can do every day to become more resilient, one step at a time. Many people think that being resilient means being tough all the time. They think strong people never cry, never feel sad, or never get tired. But this is not true. Real resilience is not about hiding your emotions. It's about understanding them, feeling them, and then choosing how to respond. In fact, you can cry and still be strong. You can feel stress and still keep going. Emotions don't make you weak. They make you human. So, how can we build resilience in daily life? It starts with small, regular actions. You don't need to do anything big or special. In fact, the small things we do every day are what shape us over time. For example, taking a deep breath when you feel stressed. Saying something kind to yourself when you make a mistake. Writing in a journal for 5 minutes before bed. These small acts help train your mind to stay calm, kind, and strong. One great habit is starting your day with a positive thought. When you wake up, instead of saying, "I'm tired" or "I don't want to do this," try saying something simple and helpful like, "Today is a new chance," or "I can handle what comes." This small change in your thinking can help you feel more ready for the day. Another habit is taking short breaks when you feel overwhelmed. Don't wait until you feel burnt out. If your mind feels heavy, stop for a few minutes. Walk around, breathe, drink water. Even 2 minutes of quiet can help your brain reset. This is not being lazy. It's smart self-care, and it makes you stronger. You can also make it a habit to talk about your feelings with someone you trust. Don't keep everything inside. Sharing your thoughts helps your brain and heart feel lighter. You don't have to solve every problem right away. But when you talk, you often feel supported. And that gives you strength. Another powerful daily habit is writing down one thing you learned or are thankful for. Maybe you learned a new English word. Maybe you had a short but happy moment in your day. Focusing on these small positives helps train your brain to see the good, even on difficult days. And finally, keep practicing. Some days will be easier than others. Some days you'll feel strong, and some days you won't. That's okay. Just don't stop. Choose one small habit and do it every day. Over time, your mind and your heart will grow stronger. Remember, resilience is not something we build in one day. It's something we grow with small daily actions. And each time you choose to keep going, even when it's hard, you are becoming more resilient. So ask yourself, what is one small habit I can start today? Maybe it's breathing deeply. Maybe it's writing one sentence in a notebook. Maybe it's just being kinder to yourself. Whatever you choose, start now. And remember, you are stronger than you think. Common mistakes or misunderstandings about resilience. Before we finish today's episode, I want to talk about some common mistakes or misunderstandings people have about resilience. Sometimes, these wrong ideas can make it harder for us to be truly strong inside. So, it's important to understand what resilience really is, and what it isn't. One big mistake is thinking that resilience means being tough all the time. Some people believe that if you are resilient, you must never show your feelings. They think strong people never cry, never feel sad, and never ask for help. This is not true. In fact, believing this can make you feel lonely or scared to be yourself. Resilience is not about hiding your emotions or pretending to be okay when you are not. It's okay to feel sad, angry, or scared. These emotions are natural. Everyone feels them sometimes. The key is not to let these feelings control you, but to accept them and then find healthy ways to move forward. You can cry and still be strong. Crying is a way your body and mind release stress. It helps you feel better after a hard time. Real strength is being honest with yourself about how you feel, and allowing those feelings to be part of your healing. When you allow yourself to feel emotions fully, you can understand yourself better. And this understanding is a big part of resilience. Another misunderstanding is thinking that being resilient means never asking for help. Some people feel they must do everything alone to be strong. But the truth is the opposite. Asking for help is a sign of strength. It shows that you know your limits and that you care about yourself. Everyone needs support sometimes. Even the strongest people have people they trust and talk to when things get tough. Some people also believe that resilience means always being happy and never stressed. But life is full of ups and downs, and resilience is about how we handle those ups and downs, not about avoiding them. Feeling stressed or sad does not mean you are weak. It means you are human. Resilience helps you accept the difficult feelings and then find ways to heal and grow from them. Sometimes people think that if they fail once or twice, it means they are not resilient. But resilience is not about never failing. It's about what you do after failure. Do you give up, or do you try again? Resilience is like a muscle that gets stronger each time you use it. The more you face problems and keep going, the stronger you become. Finally, some people think resilience is something you either have or you don't, that it is a fixed trait. But resilience is a skill you can learn and improve. You can build it every day with small actions, like we talked about earlier. It's never too late to start becoming more resilient. So, to remember, here are some important ideas about resilience. Resilience is not about being tough all the time. It's about accepting your feelings and working through them. You can cry and still be strong. Showing emotions is part of being human and healing. Asking for help is a sign of strength, not weakness. Everyone needs support sometimes. Resilience is not about never failing. It's about how you get back up after failure. Resilience is a skill you can learn and grow. You can practice it every day. Understanding these truths helps you be kinder to yourself. It helps you feel less pressure to be perfect or always strong. Instead, it helps you be real, honest, and patient with yourself. That is the true heart of resilience. Thank you for staying with me through this episode of Code Your English. Today, we have learned a lot about resilience, what it means, why it's important, and how we can become more resilient in our daily lives. Let's take a moment to remember the key ideas we talked about. Resilience is not magic. It's not something only special people have. It is the ability to keep going, even when life is hard. It is the strength to face problems, learn from mistakes, and keep trying. We learned that resilience means being honest with our feelings, not hiding them. You can feel sad, tired, or scared, and still be resilient. In fact, feeling your emotions helps you become stronger inside. We also talked about some important traits that resilient people share: a strong mind, calmness in stress, the courage to keep going, and the wisdom to ask for help when needed. These traits are not fixed. You can develop them step by step. Remember the 5 simple tips we discussed to build resilience. Stay positive, learn from problems, take care of yourself, ask for help, and keep going no matter what. The small habits you build every day, like starting your day with a positive thought, taking a moment to breathe, or writing down one good thing, will help you become more resilient over time. You don't have to change everything at once. Just try one small habit today, and then another tomorrow. It's important to know that resilience does not mean being tough all the time or never showing emotions. You can cry and still be strong. You can feel stress and still move forward. Being resilient means accepting yourself fully, the good days and the hard days, and trusting that you have the power to grow. Now, I want to encourage you, the listener, to believe in yourself. You already have many qualities that make you strong. Maybe you don't see them yet, but they are inside you. Every time you keep trying, even when it's difficult, you build your inner strength. Every time you learn from a mistake, you grow a little more. You are not alone on this journey, and you don't have to be perfect. You just need to take one step at a time. Believe that you can improve your English. Believe that you can handle challenges. And believe that you deserve kindness from yourself and from others. Life will bring ups and downs, but with resilience, you can face anything. Before we finish, I want to leave you with a simple challenge. Choose one small habit from today's episode. Maybe it's taking a deep breath when you feel stressed, or saying a positive phrase to yourself every morning. Practice it every day for the next week. Notice how it makes you feel. I believe that this small action will help you feel stronger, calmer, and more confident. Thank you again for listening to Code Your English. I hope this episode helped you understand resilience better and gave you tools to practice it. Remember, learning English and learning to be resilient are journeys. You don't have to rush. Keep going, keep practicing, and keep believing in yourself. If you enjoyed this episode, please share it with your friends who are also learning English. And don't forget to subscribe to Code Your English so you won't miss our future episodes. Together, we will grow our English skills and our inner strength. Take care of yourself, be kind to yourself, and remember, you are stronger than you think. See you next time.